Hey, hey, hey everyone! How are you? My name is Joni. This is Weathered Wings, where I'm always trying to encourage you to create something pretty, okay? You can do this, all right? You don't have to get it right. You just have to get started, all right? So keep that in mind. Today, let's see. I want to work with resin again. I've got my phone on Do Not Disturb. But let me send the message over to our texting community. So my number, if you want to be notified when I go live, okay, it's 205-255-9496, okay? All you have to do is say, hey, or, notify me. That's all you really have to say. All right, so let me... And all I do is I copy the link of the live video and I send it over to you. Like that. So what are y'all doing today? Y'all, it's pretty nice here today, but it's, I've just been so cold. I don't know why, and it's not cold outside. I'm just cold. Okay. Now, here I am. 9496. Sorry. All right, y'all. Hello, happy Thanksgiving Eve. Okay, so here's one that I did not too long ago. I did that on a live, and this one as well. So this is actually the gold leafing right here. I also have some liquid gold leaf. I'm just not sure if it's the color that I'm wanting. It's more of like an antique gold, although it says classic gold. So let's just get started. All right, I'm gonna mix up. Let's see if I can put my gloves on. Let's see if I can still use these. Hey Joy, how goes it? What's happening in Canada? All right, let me put my I should just get another pair, but these are okay. These are working. All right, and I've got my cup already marked. So I'm going to be using fast cast resin. Oh, I didn't get another glove. Oh, goodness. All right, so I'm using the Amazing Casting Resin. There's a part A and a part B. So let me decide what. I've got some clay here as well, some air dry clay. And that's what I made this one out of. So this one that I did not too long ago, it was out of resin, okay? And I just painted it. Now this one is out of clay. And so I just did it not too long ago. So I've got it. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it on this board or just kind of let it dry and harden and then have it separate. I'm not sure yet. I'm thinking, because I want to add something else to that. This I'm going to kind of do in reverse. Okay, so like the background is painted and I've got a gold leaf, the deer. This one I kind of want to gold leaf the background and paint the deer. Just do something different. Or just leave him white maybe. And then I also... Shoot, I knew I would lose it. Oh, no, there it is. I also have this bow that I made. I may make another one. But I kept thinking he's missing something, and that's it. It's a bow. He needs a bow. He needs a bow there, and maybe some snowflakes or something. But so I'm going to paint this. But let's just get started. I'll just explain as I go. All right. Let's first decide. Okay, I want this deer. And I think on this one, I want to add a little, a key. This is the lock and key mold. And I just think a little keyhole would be pretty on this. I'm trying to decide which one though. Maybe this one. Maybe this one. All right, so I'm going to mix up some resin and pour it in these two. Now, I'm not going to color these because I think I may just want to leave this one white and paint this one gold. I don't know. I just have to wait and see what I'm doing. All right, so that went in there. Let's see. Hey, Donna. Well, that's right. Canada's just the whole country. That'd be like saying, what's happening in the United States? When I'm in Alabama. I'm sorry, Joy. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to, all right, so that's 20, and then that would be 40. I kind of want to go up to that one last, okay, there I can see. I couldn't see for a while. All right, so you have to get these pretty even, so I'm just kind of going by the marks on here. So I actually went up to the 30, all right, and so then, it could be the 25, I'm just gonna go up to the next one. All right, and so I'm gonna get part B. I'm gonna leave it on the table so I can see, I think, but I need it in the light. I can't see. All right, let's see if I can get this even. All right, and so I'm gonna just start stirring. It starts out kind of milky, and y'all, I don't even know if I got that even. But see how it's kind of milky? Where am I in the camera? Ah. There we go. A little milky. Okay, here we go. And then it should get clear, okay? I really don't know if I poured this one correctly. Didn't look like I did, y'all. So I went past that line. Maybe I did. It's like driving. I can't talk and do something I have to think about. All right. But it is pretty important to get it pretty even, okay? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and try with that. I'm gonna go ahead and get my little keyhole real quickly. So if you remember the other day, you don't have a lot of time with this. You have to just pour it out, get going. These little intricate areas, I'm just gonna kind of let it pour out really small, just kind of almost dripping. Now, if you use air dry clay with this, I would recommend putting it in the freezer. And that way it'll pop out easily. All right, I got some more left. Let's just do another bow. Uh-oh, there was something in there though. All right, I'm actually now gonna put my stick back in here and let it cure so I can pull it all the way out. Now, assuming that I got that even, it'll start turning white. There's something in that one. But I honestly, for some reason, don't know if I did. All right, so let's move on though. So this one right here, I want to put my heat gun on it, okay? And so I like to do that when I use air dry clay. I'll put my heat gun on it, and that just kind of goes ahead and dries it and gets it hard. Let me see if I can just move this over. It's kind of cool down here, so I'm not sure how long this is going to take. Now, when that hardens and I put the, oh, it's working. Oh, I'm so excited. This one's not, but it may take longer. But when this one gets hard, okay, and I'll decide then if I want to glue it on. It's just laying on here right now so it can dry on a flat back or, you know, dry on the piece I'm going to put it on. But I don't know yet because I kind of like it without anything. But again, this is resin, and so it's more sturdy than this clay one, I think. All right, so I'm going to put these off to the side for just a minute. Okay, Ari, thanks for popping on. Hey, Pam. Hey, Janet. Happy Thanksgiving. Okay. Where am I now? I've got too many going on at one time. So, let's go ahead now. I'm going to take this. And y'all, I got these. I don't even know where I got these. Michael's. It actually could have been the Dollar Tree. Just these little wooden pieces. So I'm going to take my metal leaf size. It's just the Mona Lisa. All right, this key is not turning at all. I hope it does. It's weird. Okay. For some reason, I don't know why I feel like I didn't get it even. I mean, I didn't get the mixture even, but it is curing, so maybe I did. All right, so I'm going to stir this. This is, again, the liquid size. All right, let's see. I'm just going to take a little paintbrush. Okay, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead. I thought I would paint it first, but I don't think I need to. So I'm just going to brush it on like I would brush on paint, okay? Probably would be better if I painted it, but I mean, I'm just going to save that step. Because this is kind of porous, you know, when you're doing wood like this. But so is the chalk paint, so. So we've already had one Thanksgiving dinner last night over at with Ralph's parents. So we've had one turkey done, one to go. Ralph does the turkeys in his green egg, so that's so good. So good. And of course, we have dressing. So do y'all have dressing or do you have stuffing? I feel like stuffing is more of a northern thing and dressing is a southern thing, but I could be wrong. All right. Yeah, you know what, y'all? I'm going to paint it real quick. I feel like, see, I feel like it's just soaking in. Let's just do this real quick. You never know. You never know. All right, here, I got some white paint. This won't take but a minute. I'd rather go ahead and do that than it not get tacky. Okay. So, I'm just going to take a little brush. Is there any questions? Hey, Mary. Stuffing in Maine. Danielle says stuffing. Thank you, Karen. Happy Thanksgiving. So maybe I'm right. I think they're both good, but we usually have dressing. All right, so this is just DIY paint, which is a little clay base chalk style paint. I'm just I was afraid the size was just gonna, or this little piece of wood was gonna soak up the size. All right, you see the things working? Y'all see? Y'all see? I think I was just trying to do too much on here. Oh my gosh. I need my hair clip when I work on with resin. All right. Now, let's just dry that. Oh goodness, round brushes don't want to lay down. Hey, Tony. Oh wait, stuffing in Florida. Okay. Well, I guess it's not a southern, northern thing. It's just a preference. Tony, what do you eat? Stuffing or dressing? Put a lot of stuff. Oh, that sounds good. Y'all, I'm afraid this, yeah, this size is not going to work on just this wood. And this is just soaking that up too. I may just have to paint it and not try to. Let me do something different here. If I paint it a different color. So this is painted white with some sheer bliss. I could paint this one actually red. Leave him white and have the bow gold. And do that bow in red. Y'all, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to think out loud. Just trying to think out loud because I don't think the gold leaf, the size is gonna do well on that. And I don't wanna just keep trying to do it and it not work. So let's just move on. It would work if I use like an acrylic paint and have it smooth, but this is so porous. So let's this hairbrush maybe. That one's not good. All right. I'm gonna start turning the heat on down here. My paints get, look, they get kind of like, see, it's kind of like clay. Just gonna smooth some out on here. So this is Marquee color, and it's a beautiful red, but it's kind of dried up in my container there, so just gonna help it out a bit. Is resin easy to cut if you need to? Hey, Patricia. If you do it while it's still pliable. So, what day is this? Okay, so Monday, I did, I had to do a little cutting on a bird that I made because I got distracted when the phone rang. My table was not even, it was just a mess. But I was able to salvage the bird, but I did have to do a little cutting on him, and with an X-Acto knife, so it wasn't hard. Not hard to do that. I need to get my paint back to normal. So if you use DIY paint and it dries up like that, even if it dries up hard, don't get rid of it. Because you can add water to it and stir it occasionally and get it right back where it needs to be. Look how pretty that red is. Such a pretty red. Look at our things, y'all. I think they did great. I'm so excited. So how long did that take? Not even 10 minutes, right? Maybe it's only been 5 minutes or so. I don't know. But it does not take long. Help this out some. So if your paint ever starts to, dry, starts to drag, spritz it. That little water spritzer you can get at Hobby Lobby or Sally's Beauty Supplies, because that's what it actually is a little hair mister. But it's perfect for painting because it doesn't drip. It just puts a fine mist on it, so it doesn't get anything really wet. It's just. So if you're just joining, we're having a little change of plans here because I didn't think the gold leaf would do well on this wood. Just not a good piece of wood, just cheap, and it's just very porous. It was soaking up everything. All right. See how wetting it gets that paint moving? Okay. So let's do our sides because we want it to look neat. I need a hair clip, y'all. I don't know what's going on with my hair. Does anybody have birthdays around? I seem like I know so many people that have birthdays around this time as well. Let me get a little smaller brush. Oh, good point, Shannon. Yeah, you can actually warm it up too. And I'm probably going to do that with the bow. And I'll show you because the bow, it's already dried and stuff, but I may need to warm it up so I can bend it a little bit because I'm going to put it on the deer. I love those little things we made Monday with the acrylic blocks. Love them. All right, so that looks good. We'll set it down. Actually, we'll dry it. I got a lot of things going on here. Got a lot of stuff going on. I didn't want that. I want that to be nice and even. I'm glad I decided to do this because I think that would have been a hot mess with the size. Cornbread dressing, that's right. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Well, I made sweet potato casserole last night. I didn't make enough. I forgot a lot of people like that for dessert. So I'm gonna have to start doubling that. See here. See how dry that is. I can tell it's not all the way dry because it's discolored. So I'm going to put that to the side for just a minute. Okay. And let's see. All right, I want to, well, you know what? I'm not going to have to heat this up. Can y'all still see this? I'm going to paint this red as well. So this is epoxy resin. See how it's clear and how these are white? So it's a different kind of resin. This resin takes a while to set up. You do it just like I did this one, pouring it in here, except you have to stir it for like 3 minutes instead of the 30 seconds. And then you have to wait like 8 to 10 hours for it to cure. So it just depends. I really like the fast cast resin because, you know, it goes well with my fast britches. My hurry up britches. I like things to go fast. All right, so see, that's gonna be pretty. All right, let me just keep going here. Now you can just glue it on and then paint it, but I thought I would just do this. Sometimes it's easier. Your gloves don't stick everywhere. Now this is clear, so, you know, sometimes you have to put on 2 coats, but this looks pretty good for now. Okay. I'm gonna find something I can put it on so I can dry it without, this is a little cheap paper, towel, you know, cover, I mean a table cover. And so it will melt if I put my heat gun on it. Okay, so let's heat that. I'm gonna take my gloves off now, I think I can. Good, I'm gonna put my hair behind. Oh, Karen, your mom is 90. Oh, wow. Shannon, I do too. This is just an old shirt, but I got cold. And so I just grabbed this and put it on because I was like just shivering. Let's see. All right, did I want to dry that? Yeah. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm a little sidetracked. I don't know why I'm kind of ditzy right now, feeling. I think I got too much going on here on the table. But that's okay. We're learning a lot of stuff, right? Okay, is this hard enough? Oh, it's my little hook. Ah, yeah, I probably would. Okay, so I do think I'm gonna glue this on here because look, all right, so here, let's pop this out. I'm so glad these worked. I hope they worked anyway. So I can always feel the back of them. If they're not sticky, then I think they're good. These are kind of puffy. See how they kind of overflowed. And a lot of times too, these little areas like this and that, it takes a little longer for that to cure. Like that right there is still a little sticky. So I'm just gonna pop this one out, hopefully. And they'll still be soft. I don't know what just got on that. But look at the detail, all the detail. Oh, well, there's something on that, but it's okay, we're gonna paint it. But see how it just gets all the detail. All right, so, but he needs to cure a little bit more. He's a little sticky, but I wanna put him right here, or this right here. But after I paint all this, because I want this one, I want this gold. All right, so I'm gonna lay it right there. I'm gonna take my glue. And see, with this, I can still put my two hooks, my two holes right there and put my little gold thing on there like that. So I'm gonna pour a little paint. I hope this other one, it's not sticky, but it is really soft. All right, so I'm just gonna use my fingers. This is a really big piece, y'all. It's from the frames right here. It's from the frames 2 mold. I'll have to show you in just a minute. So there's a frames mold and a frames 2. Frames 2 just has 2 molds on it. Hey Nancy, I've tried hot glue one time. It does work. But I'm just not good with hot glue. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't know. It burns me to death. I hear you have to get really I didn't know even though there was a difference, but I heard you have to get the really hot glue for it to work well. My problem is I can't get it to level in my molds, like being, flat. It starts drying real quick. But if you're good with, if you're used to it and you're good with it, by all means, because it does work. I mean, I do know people that use it. I just don't use a lot of hot glue, period, because it it makes me say ugly words. All right, now let me see if I can get this pretty straight. You can also use a brush to brush that glue on so you won't get your fingers all gluey. Okay, so I'm press it down. Now, it's best to wait to paint this when it hardens up, okay? So it will harden up, and see all the detail on there? I think I'm gonna wait, but this one was painted white and has the sheer bliss over it. And see how I topped it, the high points off with a little gold? So I thought that would be pretty too. Here's that mold, y'all. It's the frames too. I got red paint all over it. Frames 2. And I used this one. Okay. And I just used clay, the air dry clay. If anybody needs to see that, let me know. If you're new to molds, I'll be glad to show you. Oh, you said never mind. And this has, I don't know if you can see the detail, but it's little cherubs on there and flowers. See, that's a little cherub, little flowers. Very detailed, very pretty. And if it's still soft when you're painting it, you kind of like smush them. So that's why, one, I heat it with the heat gun to get it started. Okay, and now, all right, so this, all right, I'm gonna paint this all white, but this, I wanna see if I can go ahead. Where's my little, all right, so I've got the liquid gold leaf. So let's just see, wait, I'm gonna shake it a little bit. And this, if I remember correctly, I haven't used this in a long time. Just don't know if it's the gold that I like. It looks kind of dark, but it smells, y'all. So if you don't like, because it really, if you ever watch the IOD sisters and they talk about the smelly stuff, the smelly paint, this is what they're talking about. It is smelly. Move that right there. I don't know where that top went. Okay. Should have left my gloves on for this. I think this should be painted too, but we're just going to go ahead and do this. But this is liquid gold leaf. And then I also got a rub and buff that's called gold leaf. It's a gilding wax. Isn't that pretty though? Look at that. I wanted to paint this first though before I put this on here. So maybe if it doesn't stick well, I'll just paint over this, because DIY paint will stick on anything. So, but if you can paint these before you glue them down, especially these little keyholes, because you've got to really, they're so small and got to get inside that little hole there. And if I'd kept my gloves on, I could have just put it in my hand and not worried about it, but it's okay. Now I got this, this liquid gold leaf at Hobby Lobby. And this one's called Classic Gold, but it's, you know, in metal leaf, the gold is always, you know, you can find lots of different colors. But y'all, look how pretty that is. Can you see it? Am I over good? Trying to get the light on it. That's so pretty. Okay, so I'm gonna lay that right there. That is so pretty. It looks like metal. Okay, now if I need to paint that again, I think I'm gonna paint the back side because this is so transparent. I don't want it to, I just want it to look really solid. So, even though you're not gonna see the back, it may, woo, I'm getting a headache. You need your sinuses opened up. Woo. Let's see if I'm missing any questions. Hey, Mary. Thank you, Nancy. Oh. Thanks, Tony. Okay. Now see, I'm heating this one up, and it may soften it up because it is an epoxy one. Let's see if it, see, it's bending. See how it's bending a little bit now? Uh-oh. Oh my God, glue on it. I mean, gold on it. That bow's so cute. All right. So, dang it. I got gold on him. I don't know why I'm saying him and her. All right, let me just dry that little piece. Gosh, it's hot, y'all. It's hot. All right. So now we're gonna pretty this bow up too. You don't think I'm just gonna leave it like this, do you? All right, let me, here's some glue right here still. Put it right. I think it's only gonna hit there. I'll just come down just a tad bit. Oh, wait, I'm gonna go all the way down the bow, the ribbon part. I'm gonna hold that there for just a second. Get some medical tools. Get some of that glue off. Uh-oh. Ah. Okay, that's gonna have to just stay for a second. All right, so let's move on to our next project. I'm gonna hold that. Maybe I should tape it. I'll pick it up and put some more on there. I don't like to be skimpy with this, but I don't like it to ooze out either, so. But I want enough to hold it. All right, so we'll leave that there for a minute. Now let's pop these out, see what we've got. You know, these are just extras. I wasn't going to use them, but I just had extra resin, so you never want to waste it. See this pretty little bell? That's so pretty. And look, you could put these. I like these, kind of like this with some of the little greenery, or you could put this little bow on that too, but I think I want the bow on the deer again. But you could do them like this. Look how cute that is. Oh gosh, that's so cute. Can you see that? I may have to do that on something. Or just make another bow. We can just make one with the clay. All right, so let's see. Let's get him out and see how much better this is. I always just put my glue down there and then I regret it. Let's see, am I missing anything? What red? Okay, this is Marquee. 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 Isn't it pretty? It's a dark, deep red. All right, let's take this out. So you just bend your mold. Oh, I'm not even in the. So you just kind of bend it and help it pop out like this. I have it zoomed in. That's why I'm kind of confused as to where I am, so y'all can see it better. This was the little tricky part when you use clay. This up in here. But again, you can use clay and just pop it in the freezer for like 20 minutes and he'll pop right out. Just similar to this. But he's really soft. See, so pretty. See, I want to just do him on here, but not yet, not yet. Okay, let me move some of this stuff. Well, I am going to lay him on there just so he can be flattened out. Now, let's see if we can paint this. What's going on here? What's going on? All right, so this is kind of heavy. So it'll be nice to have the two. I'm looking for my paint. Oh, here it is. It's covered up, of course. All right, so I want a soft brush because this is still, you know, it's hardened up a little. So I'm just going to use a little chip brush. So it'll lightly, you know, go over the mold, and hopefully I won't. Now, normally I would just let this sit and dry overnight. But then y'all wouldn't get to see it, would you? But it does. It just hardens up, you know, like hard clay. So it's easier to paint like that. You could also spray paint it. That's a really good option. That way you wouldn't have to, but you'd have to go outside and now I don't particularly like this brush when you can see all those little, so I may just get the paint on there and then kind of spritz it and smooth it out with a better brush. For now, I just want to get the paint on there without hurting any of the details. I'm just going to see if I'm missing any questions. Thank you, Tony. Thank you. Hey, Kim. Thanks so much. Well, I really love y'all popping on because it would not be any fun. I just hope you guys, I hope I'm encouraging you to try it yourself. Because like I said at the beginning, you don't have to get it right. And like, what's that quote? I love that Nelson Mandela quote. You either win or you learn, right? You never lose. You're just win or you learn. And I learn every day. I learned something that didn't work, not to do. Just like that piece of wood, I could tell that size was not going to do well on that wood like that. And it didn't even do well after I painted it. So, lesson learned. I mean, there's no way you know everything. Just start. You just got to start. I guess you have to have a passion to do this stuff. Because if not, then, because you want to have fun. Like, my sister loves to cook, okay? She has a passion for cooking. I loathe cooking. Now, I like making my sweet potato casserole. But I don't like cooking. I don't know why. It makes me so nervous. It's weird. It makes me really nervous. And I can't concentrate. I'm so bad about just putting something on, and I will just walk away and leave it. Because my mind's gone to something else. And see, that's okay when you're creating. It's not okay when you leave stuff on the stove. I should have just done one of these with that excess stuff. And that way I could have painted it, because that's what's really good about the resin. It's ready to paint right away, okay? Because it's already hard. Well, this was pretty soft, but I mean, you're not going to mess up the detail by painting it like you could with clay. All right, now I think I got it. I can't hardly tell if I got it covered or not. No, I don't think I do on this side. And you really, if you want to just use your clay and not paint it, you don't have to even paint them. I like just the natural look sometimes that it's a pretty, it's white. The IOD air dry clay is white. Now, there's some that are not so white. I'm like pouncing that in a little bit. All right, so see how it's kind of like, just kind of looks gunky. But I'm going to take a better brush. I'm going to take this rag. Just kind of messy. Okay, I'm going to spritz it a little bit and clean it up. Let's clean it up with a good brush. Let me find a better brush. That's what happens when you leave your brushes in water too long. It starts chipping away. See, it's in here kind of thick. Just gonna smooth it out. Oh, while I'm on here, let me, so y'all, this weekend, I should have already posted something about that. This weekend is the Sparkle Room event, okay? And it's Whoville. All right, so we're all doing something in, you know, relative to Whoville. And so it's this Saturday and Sunday, all day long in the Sparkle Room. So make sure you join that group, the Sparkle Room. I'll put a link in here when I'm done so y'all can easily find it. But a lot of good stuff going on there this weekend. I'm sure you know the people in there. So I don't want to spend too much time on this. I'm just going to tap on it just a little bit. There's a few little holes, areas. Okay. Now I'm going to take just a little soft blending brush and just kind of, well, shoot. Not that one. Dang it. Okay, so maybe I won't because I don't have a better one. But normally you can just blend that on with a soft brush, but anyway, I'll just do it with this one. All right. Now let's dry this. A lot of painting, a lot of drying. Turn it up a little bit. Let's see, if I'm missing anything. I'm already a member. Oh, good, Tony. Good. So I am Saturday at 12:45. Yeah, it'll be funny. It'll be good because some of those girls they really are hoots. But I'll be on my page doing the project. But if you could stay in the group and see everything. That's kind of cracking. We'll do it again real quick. So this little piece was cracking. Just fill it back up with paint. This paint is so good because it's thick and it just kind of fills in a lot of that stuff. All right, I'm gonna dry that, but on low, a little bit lower. What my hair is doing, babe. It is on my nerves. You have to be careful because it will crack when you use the heat gun, but just keep painting it and then and then let it dry on its own. So I just wanted to glue that on there. Isn't that going to be pretty? That's going to be so pretty. And then I will just hit the high points, but this all needs to dry. So I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to paint this again and let it dry by itself. Because every time I hit it with the heat gun, it's just going to crack it. All right. But I'll show you. Let's see if I use this. I'd really like to use the my metallic gold. see how this does though. That's pretty. And this is a really good color with that. This is antique gold, and that's kind of what color that looks like. That's still pretty wet. I'm just going to show you just a little bit. And you can put as much gold as you want. See, that'll be pretty. And this one, I used a totally different color gold. So just, this one was a French gold, I think, the metallic from Paint Couture. This is the gilding rub and buff, but it's gonna look great with this. It's a good color. So I like that. I'm gonna leave that there, that right there, let that continue to dry. Let's just finish up our deer, and then I'll let that be it, because I've been on here a while, right? All right, so now I'm going to, now what I will do though is, all right, so I'm going to paint this deer with this gold paint. Right here, I'm going to take just a little sanding sheet. So when I paint a piece of wood, I just kind of give it a little light sanding. Just to, you know, smooth it out just a little bit. Remember that paint was really thick, and I just kind of daubed it on there with the stick. All right. Should have wiped it with this. Have something on it. All right. So what I'm going to do while I have it out. Okay. So I've got the, where'd it go? Sheer Bliss right here. Gosh, I got so many things out. Now this deer was with the gold leaf, and it took me twice to get him good, because he was an acrylic, an epoxy deer, the clear one, like the, what was clear? Like the bow was. He was clear, but I just painted that stuff on there, and the size, and then the gold leaf. All right, so let's take our, now Sheer Bliss, y'all, and all of this stuff I'm using is on my website, except, you know, the gold stuff is not. But this Sheer Bliss is a Paint Couture paint, it's a metallic paint, and the molds are Iron Orchid Designs, and they're all on my website at weatheredwings.com. All right, so it has mica powders down there. I don't know if you can see how shimmery it is. So let's see how this, what do I use this brush for? All right, let's just take something else. Let's dirty up another one. It needs to be a little one. Let's see, this will be good. All right, so it's glued on there. Make sure it's on there good and snug. All right. That quick and thick usually grabs pretty quickly. All right, so I'm gonna see if I can paint this without getting it on the deer, which is okay. But this is gonna make the red bow really nice and shiny. Like, remember I did the bird on Monday? This is what it was. And look how thick these molds are. They're really thick, so it's kind of easy to get the tops of them and stuff. After you glue them on, it's easy to paint them. And it'll go on kind of white looking, and then it dries really clear. This may be my favorite stuff, is this sheer bliss. If there was one thing that I'd be really sad if it disappeared, would be this stuff. Because I've not seen anything like it. I guess you could add like some mica powders in a sheer glaze, I guess. I don't know. I mean, this isn't a glaze though, it's a paint. But it's so cool. But it's kind of white and milky right now. I do too. I love this stuff. I love it, love it, love it. Even if you just painted like Christmas, ornaments, if you just painted balls, if you just painted them different colors and then put this on it, it just is a game changer. Right? You saw how that bow was just kind of blah. And it was pretty, but there was nothing special about it. Now it's super shiny, and it's even going to get better. Right now you can't really tell because it hasn't dried yet, but it will dry and be clear. And it'll be sparkly. It'll be really pretty. So this one, I'm actually just going to do the opposite of this. Okay, so I'm going to paint this one too. So let's go ahead and do that. My hands, it's bad when you got glue on your fingers because it gets on everything you're working with. So I should have used my paintbrush to do that. I'm going to find a good brush. This one's not good. So for this one, see, I'm going to have a red shiny background, a white deer, and a gold bow. So I'm just going to try to mix it up a little bit. And it's best to go in one direction and not paint too much of this stuff on there. Mine's a little bit thick. Everything's getting thick. I guess it's getting cold down here in the basement. Say not paint too much. I feel like I'm painting too much on here. All right. Get around the sides. And just give it time to dry. Don't overwork it. Just going to tap that around like that and then drag my brush through it. that sit and dry somewhere. I don't know. I'm gonna let it sit and dry right here. Okay, we're gonna let this, oh good, he's already hardened up. So I'm gonna paint him white and do this sheer bliss, so he'll look like this. Maybe even a little darker. He'll look like this, and then I'll have this bow. Where can I lay him down? I'm gonna lay him on something flat so I don't smush him too. I'll move him when I get off of here. I'll put him right here. Okay, and then this one I'm just gonna paint in the gold, and that's it, y'all. Are there any questions? Did I miss anything? So this one's still drying. We covered a bunch of stuff today. Goodness, I don't know what I was thinking. Oh, good, Kim. Good, that makes me happy. Okay, let me find my other brush. Did it get red on it? All right, so this one, just paint it gold. But I'm gonna do another one because I like it with the bells too. See, that does have a little bit. So I am gonna cut that little bitty edge off right there. It looks like it's, see how soft it was, and it just came right off. Oh, I thought that was it. That was my gold wire. So if it overflows, it's okay in those things. Just cut it while it's soft, right out of the mold. Move this one over. Just to see. And you know, you could do this with the gold leaf like I did right here on the deer. It's a different look. It really is a different look. But this is so much easier right here. And I mean, I love the way it looks. It just doesn't have, I'll show you the difference. So you can see on the deer, it just looks a little, I mean, you can just see different pieces. Let's see if I can get it in the light. You could see the different pieces of the leafing, whereas this is really smooth. See, it's different than just a plain metallic paint too, though. It's I don't know, it's hard to explain. And see how the difference in the color as well. These are different. But I love how that turned out. You see how it's clearing up, but it'll get even clearer. It'll actually look like, well, this one has sheer bliss on it. Oh, and it has glass. Oh, that's a different red. Never mind. I'm like, oh gosh, that's not the same thing. All right, and so that's it. That's dried. So that will go on there. I'm gonna go ahead and glue it on there while it's pliable. All right, so you can see how that's kind of rounded in the middle. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue my little lock down, my keyhole or whatever that is, because it's still a little pliable, and I could heat it up if I needed to. I'm just gonna Make sure I get it around the edges. Where my paper towel is. I'm gonna see. Oh yeah, there it goes. It goes. Okay. And I could even take this gold if I wanted to on a stick and use that instead of that, so it'd be exactly the same. I just want it to dry. Let's just do the edges. That way you can see this. Get lost just doing this stuff. All right. Well, that angel has a full gold face now. So I'll just keep going around. I'm gonna set it down, but I am gonna go around this with the gold, this gold, because I like it. I want it all to be the same gold. So I can just go back on top of that. Yeah. It's shinier, it's brighter. Like that. What else? Would y'all do anything else to this? I can't think what else I'd want to do. Alrighty. Any questions? I know we covered a lot. I feel like I've had a class. I mean, oh. Let's see here. Let me check on everything. Got that one as well. So you can also, this is a transfer. I don't even think I told y'all. That's a little piece of a transfer right there. So you can always do that. You can always do a little decoupage. Let's see. Happy Thanksgiving, Tony. Oh, you're going to your sister's. Where do they live? Can you post close-ups when they dry? I will, Shirley. I will. Let me zoom in real quick, like right there. I can show you real quick, but I will definitely post pictures when they dry. And I'm gonna go all the way around that, but this was out of clay, so that's why I'm kind of letting it dry. This was actually gold leaf, and that's, well, you saw me do that, I guess. So I painted that and added the sheer bliss. Okay, the sheer bliss is on this too. The sheer bliss is on this over red. So whatever color you put it over, it makes it shine. Now this is not dry yet. It'll be, well there, it's almost dry though. See how it just makes it made this, you saw how kind of dull the red was? It was like this, just kind of dull. And then, what else did we have? Did we have something else? Gosh, I feel like we had like 1,000 things. I guess we all put them on one thing. And I got this deer that's going. So he's going to, where am I? He is going to go over the red one. But I'm going to paint him. No, I'm going to do him white. Like I said, he's going to stay white, but I'm going to paint him, sheer bliss him. That's going to be a term now. Sheer blissing. He's going to be sheer blissed. And then the bow, of course, right here is gold. So it'll be kind of a reverse of this one. Right? It'll be this. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Over red. So what do you think? You like the red bow or the gold bow? Here's what we're going to have. Let me zoom back out. Whoops. Yeah, so we're going to have white and gold. Just a little variation. Okay, like that. I don't know which one I like better, to be honest. I like them both. I think I like the gold leaf on the deer. I really do like that. But see how pliable this still is? So I want to glue him though as soon as I can while I'm going to get that to dry. I'll set my alarm because I'll forget. I'll just set an alarm on the phone. But see how his leg, see how he's bendy? Still bendy? Well, you want to do that. You want to go ahead and glue him because if he dries flat, he's just not going to stick everywhere he needs to stick. But I could just let him dry right here maybe. But it's not going to be flat. So, that's it, everybody. Sorry I took forever. Here's my top. Thank you very much, Shirley. Can I get the shimmer paint from your shop? Yes, Kim. It's here, let me find the link real quick for you, I guess. Can I do that? It is a Paint Couture color product. It's going to be slow. Paint Couture. So my shop is weatheredwings.com. And then you'll see Paint Couture, and then you'll see metallics. And I'm talking myself through it as I go, so in case, and Sheer Bliss. They're all wonderful, all the metallics, but this one is my favorite of all products. All right. And the marquee is DIY, so I told y'all that. The marquee is a DIY paint. All right, so let's see. Here's the link for the Sheer Bliss. Did it come up? Yeah, there it is. There's the link. And that's it. The molds are IOD. Paint Couture for the Sheer Bliss, and the paint is DIY. Lot of names there. But if you get confused, just drop me a message. I will come back and I'll go through these and I'll answer them. And, I'll answer whatever questions you may have. All right. Well, that's it, guys. I'm going to go wash my hands and get all this glue off. And I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving.